have to update that?
You can update, but don't update right now. For right now, just say remind later, and next time after the class is done, before the next session, try to update it.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Tanya, have you talked to Chanchal regarding SQL?
Chanchal, she's there today.
I'm here.
Okay.
And she will be staying back after 3 to help you out.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So as soon as you click on Tableau Public, or when you open the app of Tableau Public, again, just like Power BI, the very first screen is to get the data. If you have any existing files, do you want to open those files, or if you want to connect to a new data set and start working with it. Now, on Tableau Desktop, you will see I've got a lot of options in terms of what data sets are there. A lot of options are there. However, in Tableau Public, you will not get so many options, but that's fine. You guys, as it is, you guys work with either text files or Excel files. So this is fine if you're not able to work on it for now. But otherwise, just like Power BI had a lot of options of connecting to different databases, even Tableau has the same thing. And over here, the most commonly used ones are Excel, text files, JSON files, Access files, PDF files. These are common to both public as well as your desktop Tableau, right? So the file that I've given to you is a Microsoft Excel file. So I'm going to connect to the file.
Should we also do with you?
Hold on, not right now.
Okay.
When I connect to my file, then you should be able to get this screen. Now, in order to make sense of what is showing up on the screen, I would also open up the Excel file to show you what's going on. So this data set is called Superstore Sales Data. It's an e-commerce data that I have picked. And it has got information like row numbers, which is like a unique ID. And then it has something called order ID. I think you guys have seen this data. I have this feeling. No? Okay, not a problem. Then I have the order ID, and then I have the order date, then I have the ship date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, what is a segment, what is a city, state, country, region, product ID, category, subcategory, product name, sales, quantity, discount, and profit. So all this information is given to us. In this, you will see that the order ID is repeating itself. The reason it's repeating itself is because on one order, a person has placed 4 different products as a requirement. So for the 4 different product IDs to exist, we will have to repeat certain information again and again. So from everything from column B to column L is getting repeated 4 times just because there are 4 unique product IDs that are over here. So in the first sheet that is there, you are able to see the orders data. Orders data is in information about the order. What is the order ID, when it was placed, when it was shipped, who ordered, from where a person has ordered, details in terms of discount, price, profits, and in terms of what is the product ID, if there is a category, subcategory, that is also given up over here. Second sheet has another set of tables, which is called returns data. Now, what is returns data over here? It is got the return ID. So this has about 296 rows of data, and the orders data is about 11,000 rows of data that I have, right? So what is this returns showing me? It is showing me the ID, which was the order ID, which was returned by the customer. So it's not all the IDs, it's only the IDs which were returned by the customers, and these are the return orders. And the last sheet is a people sheet, which is just showing you the name of the person and which region the person heads. So these, think about them as a manager. So these are the managers of the region, and all 3 sheets are given in the workbook with which we connected. So far, so good?
Ishani,
In the written order ID, does that mean the whole product which has been
Yes.
purchased?
Yeah. So this is a kind of a unrealistic thing, because think about, let's say we ordered 4 things from Amazon, We may return all the 4 things, but we may have returned only one thing also. So ideally, it should have been order ID and a product ID and returned yes, kind of a thing. That would make a concrete data. Over here, the assumption is if this is given, we are going to assume all the products are being returned.
Okay.
Yes, Sanjeet?
Same question. Thanks, Gunjan.
All right, great. So this is done. So there are 3 sheets, right? So when you open it in Tableau, you will see on the left hand side, you will exactly get those 3 sheets. Since my sheets are named as order people and return, that's why it's coming as order people and return. Otherwise, it would have shown as sheet 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, if I want to work with any of the data, all you need to do is drag the data and leave it in the white space over here. And once you do, just like how we had connected and then we viewed the table in Power BI, that's the same thing that we are doing over here. We are just getting a view of the data that is there in this particular table. I can remove this table. If I want the other table, I can pull the other table over here and drop it, and I will be able to look at the data of the second table. Right? So everyone connect to the data, Superstore sales data. Make sure you're able to see all the 3 tables on the left hand side and drag the order table over here.
Done, Ishan.
Done.
Done, Ishani.
All right.
Which file we have to drag? Order file?
Order table,
Done.
yes.
Done, Ishani.
Done.
अरे यहाँ से जा रहे तू
Girish, mute.
Done, Ishani.
All right.
Ishani, I don't know
Yes.
why, but there is an extra folder that got created, my Tableau repository.
Okay. It is there. My Tableau repository should be there.
Okay, oh, that's a part of the software, right?
That's a part of the software, yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, to make you understand the structure, like in Power BI, we had many different places in which we did different work. So over here also, we have 4 distinct areas in which we work. Okay, what are the 4 distinct areas? Number 1, in which you are right now, that's called a data source. So what happens in case of data source? This is the place where you are able to look at your tables, number 1. Number 2, if you want to do any cleaning is required, then it helps you to clean in this area. Number 3, if you want to hide any columns, if you want to filter any rows, then you can do it over here. But unlike Power BI, over here, you can't simply delete, you can't remove the rows, you can't remove the columns. We can hide the columns and we can filter the rows. We can't really delete them. Okay, so that's one of the differences that you will see in this screen. In this screen, you will also see what else is there. At the bottom, you are able to see over here, if I concentrate, this is what? This is your name, orders, the table is given. And below this, over here, the entire, hold on. This is what I don't like about Tableau. Not able to view my tables properly. So over here on this side, you will see that you have, hold on, let me show it to you like this. Yes. So over here, what it shows us is the data type, right? Data types are always important to look at. So this is telling it that, okay, it has connected to a data set, and what is the data type of each column that it has connected to, what is the name of the field, which table it has connected to, because just like in Power BI, in Tableau also we can have multiple tables and data getting pulled from all over the place. So it is telling, okay, this is a field, this field belongs to this table, and this is a remote field. So what do you mean by remote field? What do you mean by field name? once you pull the table in Tableau, this table is existing over here, right? Now I can go and change the name of any of the column. I can rename the column. Let's say if I make this as serial number. Now, once I do that, my field name became serial number, but remote field means the field that is in your original data source. That is still going to remain as order ID. So that even if I'm making changes over here for the purpose of my work, I can still relate to it in the original file, what were the name of the fields. So this area generally helps us to understand how many fields are there and what are the data types of the fields that is there. And then we can click over here and we can, kind of put it on the side. We really don't need it all the time. This is clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. On the right hand side, what we see, all the data like we saw in Power BI as well. And over here, what it is giving is, it has identified the data types. If you see a hash symbol, it's a which data type?
Number.
It's a number. If you see
Memory.
ABC, hash
Okay.
numbers,
Hash.
ABC is text.
Okay.
Calendars
Date.
are,
Date. Date.
these are dates. And if you scroll a little bit more, you will start to see the globe. Globe means geographical locations, right? And then again, we have text and numbers over here. So these are the data types. If I want to change any data type over here, the way to do is when you click on this hash symbol, it gives you various data types that exist. Like I have number decimal, I have number whole number, date and time, date string boolean, default, and a geographical role. So if I wanted to change this to a string, I will simply click over here and convert it into a string. Okay, so it converts into ABC. Pretty simple. So when you connect, the data shows up over here. On the top, you have the headers. On the headers, you have the data types. Just as a good exercise, you should always check how the software is reading the data. If it's the right data type, nothing has to be done. But if it's not the right data type, you click over here and change the name, change the data type. All right. Since it's the original was row ID, I'll keep it as row ID only, and I'll change it into a text data type, because row ID, I don't want any kind of aggregation to happen. So I want it to be a text rather than a number. So make sure your data is ready till this point.
Done, Shani. Is there a way to save it or it's automatically saved?
It is not going to be saved as of now. So this is the first area, right? Without any visualization, you can't save anything in Power BI, in Tableau Public.
Okay.
So once we start working in sheets, the orange sheet that you look at, where we are going to create our visualizations, then we can start saving it. So right now, no. And like I told you, in public, Tableau Public, you really can't save your files on your desktop like we were doing in Power BI. That is not going to be a possibility.
So, Ishani,
Yeah.
I have a problem with my Tableau.
Okay.
So it's showing me browse file, welcome page and browse file.
Did you, okay. So did you open a connect to any file?
When I go to find, but there is not showing any file there.
Did
in
you
the folder.
download the file?
Yes, I downloaded.
And when you go over there, you don't see that file.
Yes.
Which connection did you pick?
Excel connection.
When you have the first component for first page of Tableau, this is the first page, right?
No.
When you open Tableau,
can I share my
yes,
screen?
you can. It is looking like, okay, share your screen. That could be better. All right.
look like this.
Yes. Tableau Reader, you have not downloaded the right software. This is Tableau Reader.
Oh, 1 minute.
You have to download Tableau Public.
Okay.
Reader is used when somebody, let's say I don't have a license to work on Tableau, but if somebody is sending me a Tableau file, I can read it without a license.
Okay.
I don't need a reader. I need a Tableau
Because
Public.
I'm not downloaded. It's provided by Genpact.
But I had
IPP.
asked you guys to download Tableau Public, and that's what I told yesterday
Okay.
also. So please download it, okay?
Okay, it's I downloaded on my personal laptop, so I will do that. So okay. Fine.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Why this many variants? Why this many variants is in?
Reader, desktop, public.
Everybody's in business of making money also. So what they have done is public, because they have to entice people to use the software, right? They want to create a community. Tableau community is one of the strongest community I've seen on any of the tools. Like I tend to, mix and mingle with a lot of people in the various like Excel and all these things, but Tableau community is crazy. And that is only because of the Tableau public software where people come and experiment and share with each other. Now, then Tableau desktop is there for, it is a licensed version where you will have to pay for the services, and then you can, download the desktop files and all those things, like in Power BI Pro also is there. Then we have Tableau Prep, which is specifically created for only cleaning the data. Its main work is just to sit and clean the data, nothing else. Then we have Tableau readers. So Tableau readers, again, they are very cheap, and I don't know if it's free or not, but I think it's either free or it's very cheap. And what it can be done, let's say I'm working on Tableau desktop, but to open that file, the end user needs Tableau also, a software. So they don't really need a license to open it. They can download Tableau Reader and open the file. So they can look at the file, they can have the interaction, but they can't really do any working on it. So that's why so many variations.
So I don't know why I push on my laptop this software, because clearly mentioned in email I need this software.
That's okay. That's okay. Like Gunjan is saying, why so many variants, that can cause a lot of confusion also. That's fine. Sorry, I'm looking for.
But I downloaded it on my personal laptop.
That's okay. You can delete it. Delete it. No worries.
So Shani, how do you save the file? Like
Not right now. We can't save right now. Till we don't work in Sheet, you can't.
Okay.
Okay. Because what goes in Tableau Public is only your visualizations. Okay. So until you don't create any visualization, you don't create any charts, it cannot save anything. Okay. All right. Now, like I told you, you guys can't delete any columns in Tableau. What we can do is we can hide the columns. So if I don't want to look at any columns, the same reason, we get data sets. The data sets are huge. There may be multiple columns. We may require it. We may not require it. There may be many rows of data that is there. And if I don't want to work with certain rows, then we filter the rows, and the columns we don't want, we hide the columns. So let's say if I wanted to hide this column of ship mode, all I have to do is click on the drop down. You will see an option called hide. So I can click on hide and hide the column. Right? So any column you want to hide, very simple process. Click on the drop down, click on hide, and it hides the column over here. Right? Let's say I want to unhide the column. Now I can only unhide something when I can see it. So now can you see the columns? There were 20 fields, now there are 18 fields. I can't even see them. Right?
Yes.
So in order to unhide it, you will have to click on the setting symbol over here. Once you click over here, you have an option called show hidden fields. So once you click on show hidden fields, you will see that the fields are visible, however, grayed out to show that it is disabled. Now, if you want to enable it, if you want to unhide it, same process. Click on the drop down. This time you will get an option of unhide. Can you all try it to hide and unhide the fields?
Done.
Done, Ishani.
Done, Ishani.
Thank you. I'll wait for others also.
Now, should we hide this again?
No. We need
No
all the
need.
columns. No,
Okay.
we'll use the columns.
Okay.
No hiding.
Done, Ishani.
Done. My kids came in my room and they've messed up all my settings of AC. So, all right. Done. So this was hiding your columns. Now let's talk about filtering the unwanted rows, the rows that we don't want. So if you are looking over here on the right top, you will see filters. Right now there are 0 filters and there's a button called add. So once you click on add, what it is going to give you is this dialog box in which you can click on add. Once you click on add, what it is giving me, it's giving me all the fields that are there in my table of orders table. So category, city, country, customer ID, all of them are given. Now, mainly we are working with text, numbers, and dates. So when you talk about filtering criteria, you will find 3 different filtering criteria. One could be numbers. On numbers, it will be a little different. Then on text, it would be different. And on dates, it would be different. So to begin with, let's pick country, which is my text field. So once I click on the text field, any of the text field, these are the typical options that I get. Number 1, it is select from list. It gives me the entire list of all the countries given in this data set. And if I want to pick any, I can go ahead and press the space bar and select it. Right? If I may want to find it, I can also search in the text. And over here, find it, right? So what we are doing over here is we are checking by hand 111 and then finding the countries and selecting it. So this is one way of filtering it. Manual. It's a manual way saying I want India, I want China, I want Japan. So that's what is done in the first part. Now it may also be the case that I want all the countries but Japan. So instead of checking all and not checking Japan, the better way of doing is check Japan and say exclude, meaning I want all except for Japan. So over here you see selection, it says excluded 1 of 23 values. So the rest 22 countries have been selected. So that's how you can use your exclude part. This is clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then comes the wildcard. We have done it, I think in Excel also we have wildcards. What is the role of a wildcard? If I don't know specific text, but I know something which is similar to it. Like you would have done in SQL, you would have done like. You remember like in SQL? So it's the same thing, right? So over here, we can give a value. Let's say anything starting with the A. And I can say starts with A. When I click OK, it will see it has kept Afghanistan and Australia because these 2 countries are starting with A. So this is what starting with is. If I put ending with and I leave A, then again, I've got 10 countries out of 23, which is meeting my criteria. If I say it contains A and OK, then again, I've got Hong Kong and Philippines. These are the only 2 countries which does not have A. So these are excluded and rest all of them are included in the list. So that is how your wildcard works. Next is condition. So not all the time when you're working and having to look for the data, you will know exactly which countries you want to let go of, but there may be certain conditions involved. Let's say I want to find the countries where my sum of sales is greater than or equal to, let's say, 200,000. Okay, so I want to only analyze the countries where the sum of sales is greater than 200,000. And if I click OK, we'll see 4 countries only meet that criteria. So instead of just, doing country wise, it may be condition based that I'm picking a country and running my analysis. So where do you put this condition? This is the third tab where we put the conditions. And then we have top. In top, again, we can either look for top countries or the bottom countries. We can have top 10 or top 5 based on a certain value. Again, let's say top 5, top 10 countries and based on sales. So top 10 based on sales sum, click OK. So the 10 countries have come, click OK. So out of now 11,000 rows of data that I had, about 9,942 rows are still left. So what it has done, it has filtered the data based on that. Yes. Easy stuff.
Yes, yes.
Very easy. Next, let's look at how does a field which is numbers look like when it comes to filters. So over here, now filtering conditions have changed. It's not top 10 or it's not condition, nothing like that. It is typically what numbers conditions are. Like range of value means between 2.88 and this. And you can move this, you can type it in, you can give the condition in this fashion. If I say at least means greater than equal to whatever number is put over here. At most means less than or equal to 1469. And special is when you're talking about the null values, null values, or you want all the values in your data set. So these are the only 4 conditions that I have when we are working with numbers.
So Shani, can you tell from where you have clicked the option for this?
For this
for
over
this
here,
one?
filter.
Yeah, that was earlier one, right? And
Then
then
add.
you add. Okay.
Add, and then I put sales. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm going to work with, yes, there's a question.
Yes,
No,
Sushant.
Yes.
Myself. So for numeric field, doesn't we have such option greater than equals to or the logical
For which
operators?
one?
The numeric value, the sales,
Yeah. So we don't have which option.
logical operators, I mean greater than equals to.
So this is
We do
greater than
have
at least is greater than equal to. At
sorry.
most is less than equal to.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And this is range of value. And if you want to make equal to, we can use the range of value and put the same value in both of them.
Yeah.
Don't we have a limited option in this case?
Like what else did you need?
So basically, if I want to give a range, the lower range, I have an option, right?
Lower range as in?
Like in
maybe
text,
maybe
like
some example comes up. I will.
See, what if you think about Excel also, in Excel also, what do you have?
Less than equal to, yeah.
Less than equal to, greater than equal to, greater than, less than, between. These are the typical options that we have, and that's taken care over here itself.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know above average and all those things are not there, but that we work in our visualization more than get rid of the data from here.
So Shani, can a condition that is used like not equal to, sometimes we use that.
Something which is not equal to a certain number. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's what I'm saying.
then yeah, not equal to is not here. But I'm sure you can create a not equal to, let's say, 200,000.
Can we make a manual?
Yeah, you might have to
conditions?
put 2 conditions over here. One could be, let's say, at least, no, you can't put conditions out of this thing, but you will have to put 2 conditions. One will be with at least, one will be at most. And the in-between number you have to miss in both the series. What I mean is, let's say, if I want not equal to 2000, right? Then I can make it at least 2001 over here and make a condition. The other condition I can add on sales itself. Oh, it won't allow me. No, I cannot then. I thought we can make two conditions, but it's not allowing me to do that. Between, yeah, that you can't make. Sorry, you found a weakness in it. Range of value, but it won't be able to do not equal to. Not equal to won't be there.
Okay.
Is it a version thing or?
No, it's not a version thing. It doesn't even have it. It doesn't have it. It's not a version problem. Range of value we can give condition. Range of value we can give condition as in, but the range you can't. In range also you can't. Min, max, but how will you mix? Let's say I have values from 1 to 100,000 and I want to miss that every value which is 2,000, not equal to 2,000. I want to pick everything else but 2,000. So how will you miss that 2,000 from middle of the range?
We'll start from 3,000.
But then you're missing the 2,000 below. The only way we could have done it is if we could have put 2 times the condition. But no, it doesn't allow us. Makes sense.
What does the special do here?
Special is for finding to filter out your null values or non-null values.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to order date, which is going to be our date data type. Now, beautifully, what Tableau does, what Power BI does, and Excel does not do that much except for in pivots. It aggregates your dates. So as soon as I click on order date, it has aggregated my date into various date parts like years, quarters, months, days, week numbers. And depending on what I want to put a filter on, I can select that. So if I click on years, now it is giving me option on year basis, even though my order date, if you look at, is on daily basis, like 26/8/2013, 24/6/2014. But what it has done, aggregated on a year level. And then it's like how we did on text, I can pick and choose some of the values over here and select it. I can go to condition and I can put a condition that, okay, I want to pick the years where the sales has been more than a certain value. Or I can pick, okay, give me the top 2 years based on sales or based on profit. So except for wildcard, general, condition, and top remains the same even for dates. Okay.
Yes, Ishani.
Yep. And if I click 2 of them and I click OK and I click OK, I am getting about 4,803 rows of data over here. Okay, before you guys fall to sleep, let's do a quick exercise. Connect with dataset superstore sales data that I'm sure you have already done. And in this, in order table, show the data pertaining to these 4 countries where the profit is positive, means profit is greater than equal to 0, and the year is 12 and 13. Just do the first part of it. Just the first part. A quick exercise to get your hands dirty.
So Shannon, it's 3 filters or in one?
Three
about
different filters.
three
Three
different.
filters, yeah, because 3 fields are involved.
So first, Shani, we have to select these 4
Then
countries.
Ishan.
Then we have to add a new filter, right?
Yes.
In first two, we can do the positive country and positive profit.
No. See, think about it. If you are saying that they're difference, okay? Ashish, good, you brought that question up. There is a difference. Let me copy the question and then show you one thing on the screen.
Because I have done fill down the first means on
Oh,
condition I have put profit.
standard. Hold on, I sent you something. All right, this is a question. Ignore the first message. I was working on something and that was copied, so that came to you guys. Ignore that completely. So Ashish, for example, let's say you're working on country, right? Now in country, if you're giving a condition that, okay, by field profit is greater than 0, then what is it doing? It's working on country level and it's summarizing the row values of all the countries. Once it's got a number, then if it's checking it if it's greater than 0 or not. Okay. Versus what I'm asking you is the row, because when you do filtering, whether you think about Excel also, when you do filtering, how does it happen? It happens on row basis, right?
Right.
So when I say profit greater than 0, it is going to the column of profit and checking each and every row, which one is less than 0 and which one is greater than 0.
Okay, so it is not
two different
selecting. It is not selecting that country, particular country.
Yes, it is not based on the country. It is based on individual values in that field.
Okay.
So Shani, we have to select at least
3.
In total of 3. 3 questions, 3 filters.
But Ishani, I have included 2 filters in together. Like country, I have selected 4 countries and then condition.
You can't. That's what I was explaining to Ashish. There's are 2 different things altogether. So when you are working on country and condition, just to make it clear to everyone once again, if you are picking country and you're picking condition, so once you pick condition, how do you put the condition? You're putting over here profit. Right. Sum of profit is greater than 0. So is it working on a row basis, or it's like kind of grouping the countries which are same, finding a total profit of that and then putting a condition on it?
The latter.
You remember in SQL, where and difference between where and having? Like, why are you pushing us there?
Yes, we do
It is
remember.
exactly the same
Yeah.
thing. Where conditions are applied on row basis, having is applied on a group. So over here, when you apply a condition, you're applying on a group of country, like India, or if there were 100 records of India, all the summarization of 100 records and then checking condition on it. Versus if I put it on the profit. Now what am I doing? I'm doing on a row basis. Each and every row of that, I am saying it should be at least 0 or more. Okay, so now it is happening on row level. Arshad, is it clear?
It is also obvious because in the other filter, we are not filtering out the countries itself.
So countries are getting filtered over there, but the filter is based on a condition that you're putting on profit, but that is not why that's not what I asked for. I hope it's clear to all, no more confusion around making them 2 filter rather than 3 filters.
Yes, Ishan.
I see 1704 lines. Is my filter correct? Does anybody has an answer?
1786.
1786. I have.
It is
1786.
20 fields and 1786 rows.
Hmm.
Okay.
How many do you have?
1704.
You have done greater than
One.
at least one.
Yeah.
If you put 0, you will get 1786. If you've done 1, you will get 1704.
Okay.
Shikhar, what about you? You're done? Amit?
Done, Ishani.
Done.
Shani, the answer was 20 fields and 1786 rows.
Correct.
Yeah.
Maheshwar, Neil, Saikat.
Yeah, Shani, done.
Done. All right. Perfect. Okay. All right. Now, few more things over here. I think we're going to stay in this area for today. Tomorrow we'll move on to the visualization. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. On Tuesday, we'll move on to visualizations. So few more things are there. For example, over here, like if I take customer name, in customer name, there is the full name is given, right? Now, if I want not the full name, but I wanted the first name and the last name. So how do I do that? So if you click on the drop down, you get an option of split and something called a custom split. So what are these and how do they work? So if I click on split, what Tableau has done, by default, it has understood what is the delimiter, like by what I can divide the text into multiple columns. This is working again like text to column of Excel. And then it split. So it created a first name column, it created a last name column. I can go over here, change the name of the column. I can name it as first name, and I can go over here, make it as last name. Right? This is what split does. So split is not going to ask you what is the delimiter. It is going to read your data, find the delimiter itself, and split entire data, all the data that is there. Now, since these columns have been created by us, we created the column, additional columns to our data. You will see next to the data type, you will always see a equal to sign in front of it. This is an indicator in Tableau to say that this field is not coming from the source, but created in Tableau itself. All right. Can you see that small equal to sign in front of ABC?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that means these are created in Tableau. It is not a source one. And since we have created it, we have full right to delete it also. So these fields I can delete, but the fields which is originally in the table, I cannot delete them.
And can you do once again? How did you do
Shani, I'm
that?
not getting that
Split
split
option. Yes,
The-
I am
I'm
also
also
not
not
sure.
getting the option. Yeah, we don't have a split option.
Yeah, you don't have split option. I forgot. So you can go to your, in order to split, you can go to sheet 1. Go to sheet 1. And over there, look for your customer name. Click on the drop down. And somewhere over here, you should have it.
In transform, we have.
Transform, yes. So in transform, you have split in your custom split. So you can create a new field in sheets also. You can create a new field in data sources also. Okay.
Yes.
So how can we see that if we are doing in sheet, we are not able to see the data?
You will come back to data source. You will be able to see it.
Okay.
Just like in Power BI, you could not see the data everywhere, right? You had to go in a specific area to see it. Over here, if you want to look at the data, you go to the data source. Now, what is, before you move on, hold on, I have exercises for you to practice, so hold on. Now, what is the difference between a split and a custom split? So when you go to custom split, you will see you have more options, like what is a separator? So like say I have a text in which there are multiple delimiters that are there. Now I want to tell Tableau which delimiter to use in order to split, number one. Number two, if I don't want or everything. Like I don't want the first name and the last name. I only want the first name to be there. So I can say my delimiter is a space and split off by the first means the first occurrence. So I have only options of first, last, or all. All works like a normal split. So I'll put first and I'll put one column. So I want a data to be split, the field to be split based on the space, but based on the first occurrence of the space, and I only want one column to be created. As a result of it, when I click OK, you see the difference? There is no last name in the data now. Only one column got created, and that is the first name. So if I want specific thing from my field and not split all of them and then sit and delete it, I can use this easily. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's do 2 questions. Create a new column with the last 5 digits of the order ID. So order ID is over here. Last 5 digits are these. So I just want to create last 5 digits of order ID, a column with the last 5 digits, number 1. Number 2, I want you to extract the number from product ID. Product ID is where? Where did my product ID go? Oh, this is the one. So I want only to extract the number from the product ID, which means 100000026. And I want the middle number of order ID to be extracted. So these 3 questions now.
Middle number as in?
Order ID, look at the order ID. You will be able to understand. There are 3 components in it.
Okay.
My tablet is getting stuck again and again.
It's weird. Tablet typically doesn't get stuck on this small data set.
I don't know.
And it doesn't take too much processing also from your RAM. So don't know. Try to close any application that you have in the backend.
Can you give me,
Yes, Imran.
help me, where can I see that sheet option?
The split option you will be able to see in the sheet 1. Go to sheet 1 and where pick any of the field that you want to create a split, and in transform.
Darling, what was the second question?
Yeah, I'm copy pasting in the chat window also.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
The only problem is that I have to go to check the dash sequence of dash in the data source.
1 second. Say that again.
You don't have any option to check the field from this chart area.
As in, I'm not clear with the question.
Yeah, so I cannot see what is the sequence of the dash. So I have to go to the data source and check it. We don't have an option to see it over here, right?
You can drop the field and look at it if you want. You can drop it and look at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You just double click on it, you drop it and see, or you can go to data source and look at it.
Okay.
Let me know, guys, when you're done. Ankita is done.
Then Shani.
Sanjeet done. Lalit.
So Shani, when we do it in sheet, we need to drop the table, right? The column. Then how do we
No,
remove
no,
it
you
from
don't
there?
have to drop. You don't have to drop the table. See what he
Just
was
to see
asked.
it.
Yeah, then you have to drop. But
Yeah.
other than that,
Okay, how to remove it again then?
just so let's say we have dropped this thing.
Yeah.
You can click over here. You'll get an option of remove, or you can just throw it out. Pick it up and throw it out, just like how we did in pivots. Drag it out.
So Shani, I have one question.
Yes, please.
The way I did right now is actually a shortcut way that I just picked all the fields and deleted one extra. So what is the right way to actually pick the middle number?
To write a formula. But I've not covered it yet. The better way of it would be to use a formula and then do it. We call it as calculated field in Tableau. So we have functions of Excel, text functions of Excel, same kind of functions we can apply it in Tableau also. So just to, where is Tableau?
I can't do the last one.
And that is?
Pick the middle one.
Middle of the order ID.
So the middle one, to be honest, you will have to split all and delete the others, right? The other way of doing the middle one could be that instead of, tell me one thing, you guys have this, do you get an option of create calculated field?
Yes, Shani.
Okay, great. So the other way of doing it could be use calculated field. So what is calculated field? Basically, you're creating a new field for your source of data using the functions of Tableau. But you will be surprised, the functions of Tableau are very much similar to Excel. So if I had to find out, if I have to do the last question, extract the middle number from order ID is this one, right? I can use create from calculated field, and I can say order number middle. So I'm giving name to the field that I'm creating, and then you write a calculation. Can you think in Excel which function we would use in order to get this data?
Mid and left.
Mid function. Mid
function
and find function. Okay, so same way I can use over here. I can have a mid function. What is a string? String is the order ID. And where does it start? It starts from find. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the hyphen. And sorry, string in this case is order ID. And substring is the hyphen that I'm looking for. It starts from 1, that's fine. And a +1 because I want to start extracting after that, right? And then comma, what should be the length?
4.
Okay, 4. Let's make it easy. 4. And this 4 you are able to do because it's constant thing. If it was not constant, you could not write 4. But let's assume for now, this is our first class, it's 4. and we click OK. If I do
Otherwise, we
that,
have to put
Hey,
another
Shani, I'm getting
hyphens.
an error when I
when
select
you're doing what?
calculated field. When I click on calculated field, it is giving me an error. Type mismatch for join.
For join. Share your screen.
Yes,
What you're
it's
doing?
a Jason phrase
Jason.
error.
Okay. Let me see. If it's not working here, go to sheet and from there you can work also. No issues. All right, Ankita.
Yes,
Do one
Shani.
thing. No need to share your screen. That's okay. Go to sheet 1, and in sheet 1 you can click over here in this part of the arrow, and now you create a calculated field. Now you should not get any errors. So because of these few nuisances, I've never moved on to the newer version of Tableau Public. Some of the things that I don't know why they messed it up so badly.
It's working now. I can see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Create calculated field.
So Shani, this last question can be done using custom transform. The custom
Calculated
script,
field.
Yeah.
Calculated field.
Okay, but I was able to do it through custom.
So custom split you did, but you got multiple columns, correct? Or were you able to get only the middle one?
Yeah, I was able to get the middle one.
What did you do?
2000, it's 2000.
And not the others, not
Yes.
IN, not this number.
Yes, only the year. I didn't
How?
to try. I don't know. I
So
had
custom
done
split,
yeah.
and you
I
would have
did
said hyphen.
hyphen and then first and then 2. Okay.
Shani, I have
So you're
created
getting
that.
2 splits, right?
Okay. That is the reason. Okay.
Yeah, you're still
Yeah.
getting 2 splits.
So then we can delete
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
I did the same way, but I have to delete one like I
Yeah. That's what Ankita was asking, that I know I've done it this way. Is there a better way of doing it? So that's why I told you about this thing. All right, second.
Ishani, I have
Ishani, can
created
you
that order number middle with calculated field, but somehow it's visible in sheet 1, but not on data source. Not sure what I
It is, that's okay. That's okay. No worries. It may be somewhere in the last. Did you check the last column?
Yeah, I did check. But
It should be there. You might want to look at your table details and see if you can find it over here. Because all the calculated fields do get created over here. Just check quickly over here. It might be easier for you to find it out. Okay, are we done?
Not now.
Not now.
done, Ishan.
All right, so don't leave the meeting if you're done, because Chanchal is waiting. And if you have any questions regarding SQL, then she will be helping you in that.
So Vishani need to save this data.
You can't save the data, so don't worry about it.
Ishani, I have not done the last one.
Okay, I'm
Showing
waiting.
some
I'm
error.
waiting. Don't worry,
Showing
I'm
some
waiting.
error.
Showing some error. Did you do what error is it?
Just give me, let me check once again. Order on number 2 middle. Let me do it again.
Look at the screen also. I put up the formula.
Okay.
Where do we
I
find
found
this
it.
calculated field?
Where do you find, like, where can you see in the data?
Yes. No,
The
not in the
software.
data.
Then?
The option where we can write this formula.
Oh, calculated field, you will go to your sheet 1, and over here in the drop down, the first option is calculated field.
Okay.
I did. Done, Ishani.
Done. Anybody else who is not done with this exercise in Tableau?
Done, Ishani.
Done. Okay. I think Chanchal, you can now
Yes,
take
ma'am.
over.
Yes. So everyone had some issue. Was it regarding the data set or was it regarding something else?
Not able to log in.
Yes, so that wouldn't be possible.
So we are not able to practice. We are not able to log in
You all have
SQL.
Workbench, right?
Yes, but ID from Workbench also we are not able to log in that database.
You have connected to the local host.
Chanchal, actually, we don't have the database with us.
The data.
All the database.
So,
can I share the screen to show you the exact
CSV files that we can import on our local instance, that we don't have. We have it for the older, the earlier school database. We have for box office, which was on the assessment, but not the loans new or whatever you will be giving in the assessment that we don't have.
You have the Ola Caps database, you have the credit card database, school database, as well as box office database, correct?
No, I don't have Ola Cap database.
We don't have Ola Cap database.
I just have only 3, which is box office.
It's there on the LMS. I also checked it. The box office data, the case study on Ola Cabs has the database of Ola Cabs in it. If you've opened and seen it.
Okay.
All right. Your final assessment will be based on the Ola Cabs case study only. That is the database that you will have to use.
I'll just check.
Can you help us to connect with local machine?
Yeah, just a second. It was posted on the 18th of February 2022.
Chanchal, it would be great if you can share your screen and show us.
Yeah. Can you all see it?
Yes, now I can.
So can you see the case study on Ola Cabs?
Yes.
Can you see the data set?
Just come on, let me check.
So Chanchal, you are suggesting
LMS.
Yes, on the LMS.
So Chanchal, I understand your point. You are suggesting to create all the database on local itself because we were creating in that
in PowerSkills, correct?
Yes. So now
PowerSkills is just a client.
No, not PowerSkills. So we had given that
admin right
out. Yeah.
Yes, that you do not have now.
Yeah.
So now you have to work on your local host only.
Okay.
So, Chanchal, I cannot connect with my local host.
You cannot connect with your local host. Can I stop sharing? And as for the other databases, I saw that the loans database wasn't there with you, so I have uploaded it today. Apart from that, the credit card database is there with you. The Ola Cabs database is there. School database is there. So I don't think you will have a problem with the database.
No, Chanchal, I cannot connect with my local host.
Yes, can you help us to connect with local host? Anyone? Can you share the screen and help us to how to connect it?
Yes, please help connect us.
So that we can practice.
Before that, Chanchal, because I had to leave. So I have one question, last question. What will be the basis of